If Deep Rock Season 3 only consists of new hats, I will be heavily disappointed. While people were bitching about Chris Pratt being Mario and a black mermaid named Areola, and the fact that Overwatch 2 is a shitty game with only 2 released characters, Snoo Snoo and Kawaii-ko-chan, I decided to hop on DRG Season 3. And, well, it's... oh dear lord, it's a female sim. Alright, so DRG dropped and, well, oh man, how do I say this without pissing off the community?
Fucking thing sucks!
So yeah, in my opinion, this season is a massive letdown. The hype was too dank, and quite frankly, I'm not disappointed by the season. There's still cool stuff, which I'll get to, but it's just not as cool as I expected. Let's start with the fact that there is no new location. A new location for this update would have been nice, like a Fallout type location. I feel it was an open opportunity to add one, but they didn't take it for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, they could have had more of a, I guess there already is a radiation area, but I don't know. I feel like they could find like an idea. They could have took inspiration off of Fallout, not Fallout 76, like from Fallout New Vegas. They could have done something like from there, but whatever. That's their decisions. As for weapons, I was also disappointed. I was expecting at least one new weapon for every class, in which I guess in a certain way we did get that with the grenades, but I wouldn't really consider those like, I was thinking more of primary weapons as much as getting new grenades. And I know they kind of like advertised it like for a while, but I was really hoping we would have gotten something more than just grenades. But you want to know what? It finally gave Scout a good option ish. It's still not the greatest, but the boomerang, it's all no, it's not the greatest thing, but at least it does something more than the other options. The problem with this is like the most criticism I've been given on the game from friends is that the fact that it's way overpriced with a lack of stuff to actually do. And I've tried debating this, but in a way it's kind of true. Like the game, there's no lie that the game is pretty repetitive, and the only thing that makes it worthwhile is stuff that you have to grind for. And I was really hoping that I'd be able to have to grind for more weapons, grind for more things, more locations, more game modes to do. I thought they would really step that up, and kind of not disappointed, but kind of a letdown. And like in a certain way, let me also say that all my friends also play Risk of Rain, and that game is also super repetitive, like very super repetitive. And the reason why that game is better is because you have an option to, not even an option, it's kind of forced, but you have to fight bosses. Fighting bosses gives a bigger challenge in the game, and it's fun. I mean, it may not be fun forever, but at least it's a thing you have to do. And hell, even when you get later into the game, bosses spawn in out of nowhere. And there's multiple different ones that you can fight. And also, it's an arcade game, so you're going to expect it to do this over and over again. So when you enter a game, that's kind of like the whole idea. It's kind of like Dead Ops Arcade, But besides the game difference, there also comes another problem. The game lacks boss fights. Okay, so here's an edit. I also forgot to mention the new boss fight. It's not that bad. I like the idea of it. It is pretty original, but the only problem is, as I said, as I already structured, it's not a challenge. It's not a challenge. There's no challenge to it, nothing like that. It pretty much feels like any of the boss fights, like even to get like for the even like any of the boss fights in the game, they just don't really feel like boss fights. The only ones that do is the Industrial Sabotage and the Nemesis. Not that's about it. And it kind of irritates me in a certain way, because, like, when I like to fight the Glyphids and the spitting fuckers and the fucking gigantic testicle but those are easy obstacles. Give me a fucking challenge. This is a new update that could have added more bosses. Season 2 added the Nemesis, a fucking terrifying machine that mimics a fallen comrade and fucking annihilates you when he inappropriately touches you without your consent. But what did this season give us? Fucking women work. So they made us become janitors, and we must cleanse the heresy on Hoxes now. This is a cool idea, but it's not a boss fight. It's an odd inconvenience that eats up Hoxes. The foam gun is pretty cool, and to be honest with you. Actually, I'm liking the foam gun. It's really fun to fuck around with. Me and Gabe, we've had a good time using it. Here's a clip. Gabe, what are you doing?
What? What is it?
Gabe, I need help with something. What are you doing right now?
Don't go down that corner.
I'm coming into the corner. What are you doing? Yeah,
Don't
wait.
do.
What the fuck? What the fuck, Gabe? It's not on November. You can't do this. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Picture of your mom. I'm sorry.
No. But hey, maybe you like to clean the place, you fucking germaphobe. But no, it actually kind of fucking sucks that this is the best they did for the season. Now let's get to the best that they did for the season. The tree is actually good this season. Last time I didn't really care much for what they had on the tree, but actually we got some really cool hats this one, and I'm liking the new style of weapon. It feels like a 40s. It feels like it gives like the style of a 40s film, like 40s military. And what oddly enough is that I feel like it is referencing a 40s movie in itself with the asteroids asteroids coming down and infecting a planet. I know there's 40s movies out there that have done something similar to that, so I feel like that's what they're kind of referencing. And I'm not gonna lie with you. Actually, I like it. I think it's a good addition. And also some of the hats are pretty cool too. I'm gonna pop up a couple that I thought was pretty interesting. That's all I really had to say for this season of Deep Rock. It's not that great. I feel it's a letdown, but hey, maybe you enjoyed it. And as a wise man once said, "Who the fuck made Velma?"
I'm Top G. And while we're on the subject, I want to state here and now, that's what makes me such a fantastic individual. Because
You're a bruh.